Hello everyone and welcome to today, the first session of what is hopefully a very long D&D campaign. My name is Josh. I am lucky enough to DM this wonderful bunch of humans. So if you'd like to, how's everyone doing? How have we been?
I've been talking to you for the past hour, but yeah.
No, but Sydney, it's for the stream. Like, we haven't been talking for the stream.
Yeah.
How you been?
I got allergy.
Okay, cool.
Just a single allergy?
Yeah, a single. Well, if we'd like, we've already done this, but if we'd just like to go around and introduce yourself and what have you been doing and what you've been up to, all the social stuff before we start.
We'll start with Mitch.
All right. Well, I'm Mitch. I'm Pod on the chat, and I've been playing a veritable shitload of WoW, and ready to play some actual other RPGs that have RPG elements.
Nice.
We'll push across to Kaya now.
I'm Kaya. I haven't been doing a lot other than working, but I did put on a big Easter scavenger hunt for everyone in my household this morning. Asked Dakin and Baxter and Mitch how it went.
It was pretty good. I got a shit ton of Easter chocolate now.
We solved all the puzzles. It really geared us up for this.
Cool.
All right, we're going to Sydney now.
Why me?
Moving on.
Yep, moving on.
What are we asking? What?
How you been, son? What have you been up to?
I've been playing some and
You've been playing some what?
Minecraft.
see,
MC
That's it.
Minecraft.
MC Hammer Time.
Baxter, how you been, son?
I've been good.
Good. What have you been up to apart from trying to get through Sekiro?
Gorging on chocolate and just finished up that 24-hour stream.
Nice.
And then slept for like hours.
Nice.
Except the random part where he woke up at 11 p.m. to have dinner.
I mean,
Sorry.
you gotta eat it.
I woke up just starving.
Cool. Well,
Because you ate once in like the span of a 24-hour period.
All right, now moving on to Dakin.
Hi, I'm Red Fox or Dakin. I have been playing Hollow Knight and thoroughly enjoying it.
great. Cool. Well, if we are ready to dive in, I am more than ready.
All right, then let's start.
All right. So let me just grab my Word document. Here we are. So, just for the sake of just easing us into it, I've kind of given you all a quest you've embarked on. But so a notice was posted in the city that you were all inhabiting. And among the various notices that littered the job board, for some reason this one caught your eye. In ink it states, "Missing villagers vanished in the night. Send help." Signed by one Father Valerio, bearing a wax seal of the Church of the Unborn. For one reason or another, this has piqued your interest and you've all set out to hopefully solve the mystery of these missing people.
What was that of the Unborn? The Church of the Unborn?
Yeah, so the Unborn is a lesser god in this pantheon. He's usually is usually depicted as a child within a moon and being looked over by two sort of faceless, genderless figures. It's usually it usually comes along with harvest and crops, and midwives pray to him sometimes to deliver babies and whatnot.
Oh.
So the sun hangs low in the sky, and you can kind of feel the last breaths of summer kind of clinging in the air, like sweat dots your brow, and like you can smell like all the leaves and whatnot in the air. You can also hear like either side of you the forest kind of singing gently, various animals and birds around off in the distance unseen. And as you continue along a dirt road, the trees on either side of you begin to thin out until you crest a hill, and before you are just these vast fields of corn, like maybe 7 feet tall in the air. And in kind of like, it seems to be just this mass field, and further you can see that as the path kind of descends into the field, there's a few houses and whatnot that kind of dot the innermost part of this field, and you see a large building in the center. What do you guys do? Or actually, if we'd like, can you describe your characters and what you're doing as we're walking along?
Again, we'll start with Mitch.
You're muted, sir.
Can't hear you.
Sorry. So Bevan is this very short halfling, below average height for a halfling, so 3 feet tall, about just between your knee and your hip bone level in height. He's just kind of wandering along, trying to stay as close to his half orc ward as he can, and just moving towards the house, I guess. Not really taking notice of anyone else.
So, Dakin, then, would you like to describe your character and how he's reacting to Bevan trotting along beside him, trying to keep up?
So I'm not Gnog the Small, and so I'm a half orc, half human, who is 14 years of age, which is a adult in half orcs years. I have very bright pink hair and vomit green skin, and I'm a height of 8.5 feet tall, so I'm a very big boy. And I am just walking very slowly so that my little friend doesn't fall behind, and trotting along, patting his little head.
Nice, I like it. Right, Sydney, would you like to describe your character for us?
Let's see. I think Baxter, am I a shield guy?
Yeah.
I'm a shield guy, and I look like Braun, and I'm a dwarf, and well, hang on. I'm 32. I'm medium sized. I'm 6'7", 150 kilos of pure muscle with blue eyes, and my skin is white with a strange blue marking. And I'm bald, and because I'm so tall, muscly, and bald, the dwarves kicked me out. Why not? Am I allowed?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Oh, alright.
So you're abnormally tall for a dwarf and you were kicked out?
Yeah, because I'm bald.
What a freak.
Can we just all agree that this is like the plot line of Elf?
So are you actually a dwarf? No, don't answer. Alright, cool. So you're a shield guard. Well then, Baxter, would you like to describe your character for us then?
I'm your traditional nobleborn. I'm 18 years of age, 6'1", 80 kilos. I have blue eyes, blonde hair. My name's Baldric. Baldric Aberray. I'm a fighter with my rapier and short sword.
Do you carry your equipment, or does your shield guard carry it for you?
I carry it.
Okay, nice. And last but not least, Kaya, would you like to describe your character for us?
I'm a half orc, half human, with very pale off green skin and blonde hair. and I'm actually Baxter's bastard sister, or Baldric's bastard sister. And I'm just walking along, swinging around my flail.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Well,
It's very threatening.
yeah. So, as you guys kind of descend into the cornfield, walking towards the small town ahead of you, or village, sorry, the corn light kind of blocks in everything else. There's no real sound other than like the gentle sort of like rustle of the plants against each other sort of thing, and you can't hear or see anything except the path in front of you and these just fields that kind of encompass you. And
Question.
yeah,
Why is roll 20 white?
why is roll 20 white?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like,
You mean-
is it
Are you looking for a night mode? Is that what you're after?
supposed to be like?
Yeah, I haven't put anything in there. Yeah. Yeah. So as it takes like a few minutes, I think, of you guys walking through this, it feels a bit like does anyone feel uncomfortable? Do you feel like, is this a bit
I love
weird?
the sound of corn in the morning.
I have an itchy back.
Cool.
And I'm just generally avoiding the one with the flail.
I'm real good with a flail.
Okay. I like it. So you kind of like press through, and it kind of like the path winds. There's no like straight sort of like path forward and back, and you kind of lose sight for a second, maybe like double back, but you push on and it kind of opens up, and before you there is like a bunch of not very well maintained but lived in sort of simple wooden houses that kind of like all seem to be, there's no one straight sort of design. They all sort of seem to be cobbled together, and you can kind of smell like the like everyone's kind of started to like light their hearths and begin their meals, but you can't really see anyone walking around. What do you do?
How many houses are there?
So, closer to the cornfields, there's not a lot. There's like maybe one or two, but like towards the center of town, they seem to kind of like be built next to each other and whatnot, and on top of each other. Like it's all very much like packed in, and it's hard to tell like where one ends and one begins. But there is like a sort of like numerous paths that sort of wind through as it kind of gets thicker and thicker. And in the distance, you can see like what seems to be the roof of a taller building in the center.
Okay.
I want to start heading there.
I'm going to follow closely behind and kind of drag Gnog along with me.
Okay.
How many flowers are there?
How many flowers? There's actually not a lot of greenery and whatnot. Like in here, it all seems to be like hard packed dirt ground and sparse bits of grass here and there. Probably because of all of the foot traffic and whatnot through here. Like the main sort of vegetation seems to be the cornfield that surrounds this town. I guess there's a few like forget-me-nots and little like weeds and whatnot here and there, but there are not a lot of flowers.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I do an action?
You can just say what you'd like to do.
Can I lick the ground?
Yeah, okay. So you kneel down and lick the ground, and like the taste of like dirt and like dryness kind of like maybe makes you cough for a second. And like it's like, you know, the cinnamon challenge when people put cinnamon in their mouth and it just goes like out. It's kind of like that. Yeah. It tastes very earthy.
So nothing distinct about this.
I mean,
Just
there's
dirt.
it's just kind of dirt. Yeah.
It's not acidic.
If you'd like, you can
What's the pH scale?
hold on. If you would like, roll a nature check. So if you open up your character sheet and you click just nature in your skills.
Yes.
First roll of the game. Yeah, and just click it.
Just click on.
What?
All right, so a 15. Nice. Okay. So this is definitely dirt. Like maybe like, you know, you get hints of like livestock and whatnot, but you can't really hear any like sounds of livestock. But yeah, no, like hints. Yeah, people have like definitely walked through here. This is definitely dirt.
All right, awesome.
All right, cool. Okay, cool.
What time of day are we roughly?
So, it's taken about the majority of your day kind of traveling here from the city. So the sun's quite like low in the sky. You can see like everyone's kind of getting ready, or well, it looked like everyone was kind of getting ready to, I guess, go to sleep and start their nightly routine, but you can't really see any or hear anyone around.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
I'm still staring at the shield guy.
You're licking the ground.
Am I still eating the ground?
Well, I don't think you're necessarily eating it. I think it's more of like a you're taking tracking to a next level. You're like becoming one with the earth, you know?
Okay, can I stop and go towards the big house?
Yeah, okay.
Those.
So are you all moving further in?
Yeah, I'm following Baldric.
Okay.
Still got my flail though.
Still got your flail out?
Can I do a
Definitely.
perception check to just analyze the situation around me to see if anything's...
Yep, roll it.
5.
Okay, well, there are like, I mean, like the houses kind of get thicker further in, but there are lights on and stuff, but you can't really see anyone or hear anything. Like it seems to just be pretty quiet here. Like there's no like animals or anything. You just, yeah, it's just kind of face value what it is, you know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everything looks clear, Nog. Do you think so?
Yeah, it just looks like a town. Ta-da!
Nice. Okay, so you guys are moving further in?
Yep, towards the big
Great.
house.
Great. So like you can't really see it. But as you kind of like make your way in, the houses are kind of like packed closely together, but they seem quite small and simple. Like there's no lavish furnishings and whatnot. Maybe people seem to have like set out, if you like peek in through windows and whatnot, they've like set out tables and stuff with like, you know, rudimentary like plates and whatever they'd use to eat. But you can't really see anyone in. And as you approach, it kind of like you enter this little like clearing, I guess, and in the center there's this massive like wooden structure that is different from all the others. It looks very well maintained, very clean, and you can like it's much more grand than everything around, and there's space, like there's nothing stacked against it. There's no other like house leaning onto it. It's its own sort of thing just standing there in the center with 2 large wooden doors at the entry. What catches your eye, however, is this bent over sort of human figure kind of slowly making their way towards these doors. What do you do?
I'm just going to very loudly say, "Hi there!"
As you like, you say it, and there seems to be no real reaction, but this figure is just like very slowly trying to make its way. It's kind of like you can see it's bent over and covered in like shawls and scarves and whatnot, and it's got like this sort of cane that it's leaning on very heavily as it's like slowly making its way through there.
I might rush up and try and get beside them to introduce myself properly. They might be deaf.
All right. How do you introduce yourself properly?
Just go up and offer my hand and say, "Hi, I'm Bevan."
How tall is Bevan? Sorry.
3 foot.
Okay, so as you are actually, you're just a bit smaller, and you kind of like run up, and the figure startles, and you kind of see as you come around to the front of it, there's this like long, wispy sort of like white hair, and this very aged, elderly woman kind of like startles as much as she can. She can't really like move very well. And she's like, oh, you frightened me, dear. Oh. And like she kind of like clutches at her chest for a second.
Okay, can I just ask further, like, what's this town? What's going on here?
She's like, we ever so rarely get visitors. We're all making our way to the nightly service. Have you come to hear the preachings of Father Valerio?
No. Why would I
Yes.
listen to anything other than my own gods?
He's such a wonderful man. I'm sure you'll change your mind. Oh, would you help me, dear? And she like holds out this little sort of rat claw of a hand. Like she's so like shrunken and disheveled and like is kind of reaching towards you.
Gnog, can you help the woman?
I just trudge on over and assist the woman walking.
This
Okay,
is Gnog. He is my friend. He's a good boy.
So you appear and she can't even like lift her head to see past maybe your like chest. Like she can't see all the way up. And she like again is like frightened, and she like turns and sees all of you and is like, oh, so many people. This is definitely something. And seems like kind of nervous at this large figure looming over her.
All right. Well, I guess we're starting to head to the church, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to follow her. If she's not happy to lean on Nog, I'll drag her, but there's not much I can do.
I guess she if you're, are you offering a hand, Nog?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she, like, her hand's very small in comparison with yours. Like, it feels very frail, like leathery sort of parchment type skin. Like, it's like when you hold like something very fragile and you're like, oh, let's try not to break this sort of thing.
Fair enough.
And she seems as you're helping her, it's a very slow effort. It's definitely like, it might test your patience as you're kind of like, you take a step and she takes like 3 to like try keep up. And she keeps nervously looking over her shoulder at the woman holding the flail.
Hey, I'm not doing anything to her.
Are you still spinning your flail?
Yeah, I'm still spinning my flail, but I'm just ignoring the old lady. I don't give a shit.
Fair enough. So are you making your way inside the church?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So as you approach here, you can't really make out any words, but you hear a man kind of like, if anyone's like been anywhere near a church, you know, like the sound of this, like this guy sounds like all the others. He's like preaching. It's kind of hard to hear the subject, but you can definitely hear like a raised voice kind of speaking to what you would assume is a bunch of people. And as you kind of like open the door, like it's actually quite smooth, like opening, there's no real creaks or anything. Everything seems quite fancy as you're kind of going in, and it opens up to like this long sort of hall, and there's an aisle in the middle with like benches on either side. The benches at the back only hold like 1 or 2 people, like dotted here and there. But towards the front, there seems to be this large, like mass of people sitting in the benches, like listening like attentively as a man in like very sort of plain religious attire is kind of gesturing at them and speaking like about how the unborn like forgives us and the unborn like will bless us and all that sort of stuff. What are you guys doing?
I might just yell down the corridor, "Speak up!"
He stops and kind of notices as you guys come in, and like everyone, there's like this hush, like ooh, and everyone kind of like turns to look at you, and everyone, all of the people in the benches and pews seem very like plainly dressed and dirty. Like these are very much like farmers, if you would, like very simple folk. But the man speaking, pauses for a second upon seeing you and goes, "Look, my children, we have been blessed. I'm sure that this group of adventurers was sent by the unborn to help us in our time of need. Please come, sit." And the woman, Gnog, is actually kind of like dragging you forward towards kind of the front of the congregation.
Okay, I just get happily pulled forward and listening intently to the man while I get pulled forward.
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
I take a seat and gesture for my shield to sit next to me, or stand next to me.
All right. So you guys are just standing at the back.
No, I'm gonna just follow Nog up to make sure he's okay, and just wave at the priest. Just
Okay.
smile and wave.
Smile and wave. All right. So what are you doing, Wagon?
I'm going to stay standing up the back, but I'm also going to mutter under my breath that this guy seems a bit wanky.
This guy seems a bit wanky. I like it. Sorry, I just need to find a.
I help the woman to a chair and rest her down, and then go and stand at a pillar or the wall, like near her.
All right.
So that I'm not directly blocking
I washed them
anyone's
off,
view
bro,
with my
Seppi.
large appearance.
Dakin, to answer your question, it's just /GM roll and then space and whatever you want to roll. And that should do it. Okay,
I mean,
so
it should just be roll for him. GM
oh no,
roll.
no, GM rolls for just rolls between him and I. So the man continues to like speak of how like the unborn will deliver us from this current affliction that's been plaguing the village, and will return those lost to us. The woman, Nog, kind of like drags you into one of the front sort of pews and like sits on a bench and gestures like next to her.
I humbly bow and take my leave,
Right.
rejecting her offer.
Okay.
I'm just going to quickly go and sit where she offered, but Nog.
Okay, yeah. So she looks understanding, I think, of Nog's hesitancy. However, she's like quickly like breaks into a like wide smile that shows like a lot of missing teeth as Bevan sits next to her. Isn't it working, Dakin?
No, it's not doing
Okay.
great.
Let me. No, it's you've got a it's /GM roll and then the 1d20 plus.
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so like, are you guys just kind of gonna wait and listen to what he's gonna say?
I might
Yeah.
just mutter under my breath and just be like, "It's only luck that brought us here, not any of his gods." Just talking to the old woman who I know can't hear me.
Yeah, so like no one kind of really hears you say that, as like he continues his like large spiel that the audience seems just like enthralled in. And like you can see like even the people at the back aren't really paying you all much attention, as like they're all sort of just enwrapped. And sorry, Dakin.
No, just ignore my stuff for now. Just
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah. And it takes maybe like I think 20 or so minutes to finish up. Like you might, if you're not very like religiously inclined, kind of start to nod off. But he like finishes up with this grand speech on how you all have like arrived, or you've all been sent, by the unborn to like help them all and deliver them the like people that have been lost to them, and just root out and destroy any evil that's been plaguing them. And like people, after like a huge round of applause, they begin to slowly, one by one, sort of fill out of the church.
I guess we go and talk to the priest as everyone's leaving.
Yeah. So the priest actually like kind of stands near the door and is like shaking hands and like, you know, wishing people well, and like, you know, like how is like
We
your
stay
daughter?
inside and wait
better?
then.
All right, great. Are you doing anything? Or you're just waiting?
Welcome, magic.
I'm going to go and talk to
fun listen.
Baldric.
Yep.
Yes,
So
short man.
what is it that you do? Why do you have such an air of importance?
I have noble blood running through my veins. What other importance is there?
There's much other importance, and noble blood means very little. Your sister over there with the mace is noble blood technically as well, and
I doubt she
acts like you do.
This ain't a mace, it's a flail.
My point.
There's more to having noble blood than just being of noble descent.
That's all you've told me.
What?
All you've said is you act like you do because you have noble blood, as if it's all that there is.
There's the air of importance that comes with it. There's the raising and the family.
Right, and this is how you treat yours.
Yes.
Good to know. I'm going to go back over to my friend now.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I just need to make a few rolls here.
Oh, good.
Just while I do this, as like people fill out, you notice towards the back that there's the wall behind the priest where he was kind of speaking to everyone is like covered in all of these like candles that it seemed to be like stacked on top of each other, and they're lit. And on the wall behind him is this large painting of like this kind of baby that's curled up in the middle of this like moon kind of like structure, and all these like light beams seem to be coming out of it, and above it stands like two sort of faceless figures that seem to be like holding the moon in between each other.
Well, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I don't really trust a guy that worships dead babies.
This whole unborn thing seems way too creepy for my liking.
Is there anything immediately dangerous about all the candles being on fire near the painting? I'm just kind of got an OHS kind of safety issue.
I mean, sorry, you go, Dakin.
So I might just say like everything that's just happened, so that then everyone has a little bit of
Well,
context.
you'll have to describe how you're doing what you're trying to do.
Okay. So, as you guys are just bickering among yourselves, I angrily march over, trying to be stealthy but fail terribly, like crunching along the biggest buffoon you've ever seen, and take a giant swing and miss the priest, and angrily scream, "That's the flag of those who have murdered my family. How dare you?"
So he dodges, like you miss. Like this, like he's like in the middle of talking to these people, and like this swing comes out of nowhere, and he like it's kind of like caught off guard, I think, by the swing, and like kind of throws himself back. What are you swinging with?
My short sword.
Okay, so like your short sword like clears its scabbard, and he falls back and like onto his ass as your like sword slices through the air that he was standing in. Everyone's just kind of like stopped and is looking at you in just like sheer shock. What are you all doing?
I'm gonna go, Nog, what are you doing? And I'm gonna try and take this short sword from him like I would punish a child.
I'm gonna request Sydney to subdue him. Dakin, I mean. Or Nog.
Sydney, what are you doing? You're
Sydney,
muted if you're talking, Sydney.
The sheer
I'm gonna
panic.
pile onto Nog.
Okay, so
Like I'm on a doggy pile. Yeah.
okay, and Wagon, what are you doing?
I'm just looking disgracefully. Wait, whatever. I'm just staring at them, and I'm going to tell Bevan to keep Nog in check.
Okay,
Come on,
well,
Bevan.
so okay, what
Shit
happens?
together.
What happens is the sword like slices through the air. The priest falls back in horror. Everyone looks at you, and like a scream happens, like just erupts through the air. And Bevan, like, are you shouting at him, or are you just like saying?
I'm shouting at him, but in the same way you would a dog
Like a dog.
Carpet, yeah.
Yeah, so like you hear Bevan like shout at you, Nog, as you're like death staring this priest, and then Sydney, I would like you to roll a. Let me just open this up so I've got everything here. Sydney, I'd like you to roll a what best suits this?
D105.
No,
It sounds
probably
like a grapple.
yeah,
Do I really smell now,
just
Jade?
roll a
How you
D20
doing?
and add your strength. So just if you type in the chat, roll / oh shit. Okay, now Dakin, I would like you to roll either a acrobatics check or an athletics check. Okay, so okay. So, Thoron, like, you come, like, charging over and, like, try to, like, grab onto this half-orc, and he, like, just nimbly, like, you kind of, like, leap for him, and he's just, one moment he's there, and the next moment he's just shifts his body so he's far enough away for you to just crash onto the floor, and you've missed him.
Is that
Okay.
me?
Yeah, that's
Am
you.
I Thoron?
Yeah, you're Thoron. So, Dakin, I guess it's up to you. What are you doing?
Take another swing, I guess.
Okay. Roll
Can
a.
Do I
Yeah.
have advantage?
Oh, actually,
Round?
if Thorin, what is the relationship between you and Bevan? Just like not in depth, just at like a surface level.
Do you respect me?
Not when it comes to my part.
Is
I don't
there
respect anyone.
is there anything that he could say to you at this point in time to stop you from killing him?
I mean, I can literally charm him.
No, I don't think there's anything that could stop.
Okay.
Can I just hit him with the back of my flail so I don't hurt him, but I can knock him out?
You're like pistol whipping.
Yeah. So the way
Can I
combat-
touch up the priest with my healing hand?
the priest hasn't been okay. All right, let me. Jesus.
Do we want to do initiative?
Hold on. Let me.
Sydney coming in with like squeezy hands at the priest.
Okay, so the way to answer your question, Kaya, the way damage works in D&D is that you can say that it's lethal or non-lethal.
Okay.
Like, so you can attack with anything, and you can say, no, the two-handed sword that I hit him with is doing non-lethal damage. So I'm hitting him, and we can just flavor text it to, not be murdering someone with a two-handed sword.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but it'll be so if
Mordhau grip.
Yeah. So Kaya roll an attack, and then afterwards, I think everyone will have to roll initiative.
How do I roll attack?
So if you click, let me open up your.
Remember, I've never played this.
Yeah, no, that's right. So if you click your character sheet, and there'll be are you attacking with the flail?
Yes.
So you click the flail.
Click the flail.
Yeah, not the one I rolled, the next one. You just click it and it should roll for you. Yep, so a 13. Dakin, what's your armor class?
13.
All right. That. So
Are we doing it?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Do we want to do it where if you hit it, hold on, where are we? Sorry, where am I? Do we want to do it where if you hit it, you oh, sorry, no, hold on, I've got the rule here. Okay, no, so that doesn't make it. You've got to get over their armor class.
Damn, I tried.
Yeah, so like you swing, and again, like he just like subtly dodges out of the way, and the blow like flows through the air. Would we all like to roll initiative?
Sure thing. With the initiative button on your thing. Top middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
God damn it.
I'm gonna do one more time.
What?
No, you've got to. We'll take the top one. So we've got. I just need to figure out how I can track initiative here. We need. I need your tokens. That's what I need. So
Right.
This will be interesting because we've got Gnog, Wagon, Bevan, Warren. Then we go.
Should I move over to the Roll20 screen now?
No, not yet. It's not like a map or anything. And okay, have I missed anyone? Good. Bevan, Thorin, Nog. Okay, so Bevan, what was your initiative?
10.
And Thorin, what was yours?
12.
12. Nog, what was yours?
Nog.
Dakin?
8.
What? 8.
8. Okay. Baldric, what was yours?
12.
Yep. Oh, Ethan's here. Wagon, what was yours?
11.
11. Great. And now if I sort this, descending. Great. Okay, so Baldric, he's just swung at the priest. What do you do?
Baldric, I draw my short sword and tell Dakin to stop where he
All right.
stands.
Roll a intimidation check, please.
Intimidation. Fuck, I keep forgetting to...
It's okay.
Did that roll? Yep.
Holy shit. That was a nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dakin, I would like you to roll a charisma saving throw.
I don't think I can be a nat 20, dude.
Unless you get a nat 20 as well. 19. Very close. Okay, so this is something that I've never done before. So as like Baldric draws his short sword and shouts at you to stand down, and for one reason or another, this actually instills fear in you. Like the sound, the seriousness in his voice, like scares you. So if you would like to continue, you'll be rolling at a disadvantage because you are feared on what Baldric has said. However, is that your action, Baldric?
Yes.
All right, Thorin, your turn.
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we fighting?
We're fighting Dakin.
Dakin, apparently.
Are you on Minecraft still?
No, I'm kind of going in and out of conscience. I'm gonna take up my prayer book and read some holy scripture.
What?
Okay, cool. Do you read it aloud?
Yes.
Cool.
No, I want it to be something like a redemption, sort of trying to redeem Dakin, you know?
Okay. Is that it? Is that all you're doing? Because it's in combat, so we're technically in combat now. So you have an action, then you have a movement, and then you have a bonus action. So you can move half of your movement, take an action, and then move the rest, and so on and so forth. But an action is usually like an attack, a grapple, a spell, anything like that. Like Baxter used his action to intimidate Dakin. So you can try grapple, Gnog. You can do nothing. It's up to you. Like you can hold your turn if you'd like.
Can I talk about some history?
Oh, the specific, like what history? What are we talking about? All right, roll a history check.
Back in the Battle of 1847,
Yeah.
there was a very similar incident to this, and I think you should stop.
Roll a history check, Sydney. Just click history.
I want to talk about.
16. Okay. Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about his people's history with the flag or whatever.
Okay. So, Thorin starts spouting some facts that are just incorrect or irrelevant, but some like that hold like the general stereotypes. Like there's usually some truth, you know, and he hits a few buttons and he misses a few others with his historical knowledge.
Fuck, Thorin's a dickhead.
Wagon, what are you doing?
I'm thinking I want to like grab Dakin before he tries to attack the priest again.
Yep. Okay.
So that
Roll a
I'm restraining him.
Yeah. Roll a 1d20 plus your strength.
Strength.
Yep.
Oh, it's always good.
Dakin, could you please roll a acrobatics check or an athletics, up to you. Okay, so he slips out of the way again.
Dakin, slippery
God
fuck.
damn it.
Do you want to move anywhere? Or is that... Because you're right on top of Nog.
No, I'm going to stay on top of Nog.
Yep, Bevan, what you doing?
I'm going to try and charm him.
Okay.
As in, charm person. The spell.
That's a save, isn't it?
I believe so. Just give me 1 second. I just accidentally hit the back button.
That's all good.
Holy shit.
What?
What's wrong, Sydney?
Boys,
So it's...
I'm chewing through a lot of internet. It's fine.
So yeah, Dakin has to make a wisdom saving throw. So
Yes.
what does it look like when you cast Charm Person?
I basically hold my left hand out. It gets like a weird greenish glow, and it just hits him square in the temple.
Okay, so it's got verbal and somatic components. So like, do you say what do you say like as you kind of cast this?
No, you need to calm down.
Wait, what the?
I got a nat 20.
Yeah, yeah. So no, this energy like shoots out of your fingers and like hits him in the head, and it kind of like encompasses him for a second and then just dissipates with no discernible effect. Are you doing anything? Are you moving anywhere?
I'm just gonna say the words again and hope that it works, but I know I can't persuade him anymore.
Okay. Nog.
And I'm also aware Nog now knows I tried to use magic on him.
Yeah. No.
So he did he did a wisdom save. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did nat 20, bro. I shrugged that shit right off.
Nog, what you doing?
How long does fear? Isn't fear like I run away, or is that terrible?
No, so you're like, just for this instance, it's more like you've been intimidated,
Oh, so
and
it's
because of
okay.
that, yeah.
So I guess I need to do a d20 to hit.
Well, what are you doing?
Going for the priest again, bro.
Okay, yeah. So roll an attack, and we'll take the lowest there.
Oops.
Oh no, just click the short sword on your character sheet.
That'll do.
Yeah.
9.
So a 9. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah. So like you kind of like plunge the sword downward, and he like shuffles back like out of reach of your sword.
Dakin and this priest are just two slippery bastards.
Yeah. All right. So
Killed him, Baxter. You just intimidated me.
Baldric, what's going on? What are we doing?
I'm gonna do the same thing as last time and try to intimidate Dakin again.
Oh, he's been intimidated.
Okay,
Like
then
you were successful in that.
fucking non-lethal short sword time.
Okay. So move up and make your attack roll. No attack roll. So you dodge. So you
Has
missed.
to like stab himself because he got a nat 1.
Oh, did you get a nat 1?
Yeah, it's a
Nat
nat 1. Red means nat 1s.
Okay. Oh, I can't see that. Okay, cool.
Oh,
So,
yeah, you can't see that. Green means nat 20s.
okay, so you
Slices off thumb.
no, like you. I think like you go to like no, you've drawn your sword. I think you like swing, but there are so many people around him at the moment that you like try to not hit anyone, and because of that, you just like fumble and like you go for a swing and then
Wait,
like
fucking,
awkwardly.
how does dueling work?
So that would be I think that comes in when you're fighting something one-on-one. Let me check your character sheet, but I don't think it applies here. Oh, dueling just means when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls.
Okay.
Which doesn't help in this sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think you stuff up so badly because you're trying not to hit anyone else, and it gets to the point where you just can't even get a clear attack through because there are so many people around. It's such a cluttered situation.
All right.
Yep. Do you want to move anywhere? Is that your turn? Or
I'm gonna move back a bit.
Okay. Dakin, he's moving out of your attack range if you would like an attack of opportunity.
No, dude.
Okay. Thorin, what you doing, bud?
Did you roll for the priest? For initiative?
Oh, no, I didn't actually.
Nah, he's just not defending himself.
Well, like
He doesn't believe in that.
He's shocked more than it. I think what he...
You can just say he had shock for the first.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of paralyzed by fear at the time. I think he's gonna go, wait, stop! What are you doing? And like shout out at you, like it's like I'm simply a man of faith, and that's that's all he's gonna kind of do. Thorin, what are you gonna do?
What's a hit point?
Your HP, so your health.
Damn. Is there anybody in?
No.
Damn. Is there anybody that's got a disease?
No. Everyone's just trying to restrain Gnog at this point in time.
I'm gonna. What's a non-lethal attack?
So it's just a normal attack, but the damage will be non-lethal rather than lethal. You just announce that it's non-lethal.
Can I try and knock him out with the fucking warhammer?
Yep, so you just click on your warhammer on your character sheet and it'll roll it.
No, that'll just roll there to hit,
Yeah.
and then you have to roll.
Yeah, we'll roll damage after. We'll see if he hits first. 21. What's your AC? 13? Yeah, okay, so it hits now, Sydney, on your character sheet. There'll be the damage for it. So you just type /roll and then the damage.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't think
You're
about that.
So you'll be typing, Sydney, you type /roll 1d8 +2.
Nine. That
Nine,
knocks
nine.
me out. I have
Alright, so
9 points.
yeah. So Thorin hefts his mighty warhammer and how do you do it actually? Thorin,
I want
like
to
how do you
use the hilt.
Yep.
Like the hilt and just go boom,
Yeah.
you know?
So it's just like a jab sort of thing to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you've been like deftly like ducking, dodging, diving, and weaving all of your friends trying to restrain you. And Thorin like lines up a clear shot and just doosh, smashes you on the side of the jaw with his warhammer, and you drop cold to the floor. Does that clear up combat?
No.
Or do you guys want to keep going?
I'm gonna try and. Oh no, it's Wagon next, isn't it?
I use my relentless endurance half orc trait, which means I am still on 1 hit point instead of 0.
Okay. So, Nog's still up.
God.
So he gets knocked, and you see him like falter for a sec, and then is just like he looks very like off balance and out of it, but he's still up. So Wagon, what are you doing?
I'm actually gonna change tactic here, and can I defend the priest?
You can.
Or not at the moment?
How would you like to defend him?
I feel like he needs to be restrained as well so he doesn't run away, but really I just want to stand between him and Gnog so that while making sure he doesn't go anywhere.
So
I need
you can
information from him.
Yeah, so you can kind of like push him out of harm's way and get in between it. That means though that I think if you're like pushing him out of the way, Dakin won't get an attack of opportunity because you're in between them. which means if he does throw an attack of opportunity, it'll probably go onto you.
Okay. That's
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just roll a just click athletics
Where's
on your character sheet. It'll be in your skills.
Got it.
Yeah, I think that's good enough to push a prone man out of the way. So like you kind of like more so like shove with your foot. Like you just kind of like push on his chest and he like gets kind of like he kind of like rolls back. And you insert yourself in between him and your half-orc compatriot.
Cool.
All right, Bevan, what are you doing?
I'm going to attack the priest.
Okay.
So just so everyone understands the logic, I worship the trickster god. I tried to charm Bevan. That didn't work. I'm Bevan. I tried to charm Gnog. That didn't work. So clearly, the gods must want him to murder this priest. So I'm going to help.
Okay, roll a attack roll with advantage.
Yeah, because it's unexpected. No, you got to 11 because it's with advantage.
Oh, excellent.
You still managed to miss.
What the fuck is this guy's AC? He's a priest.
Slightly higher than 11.
12.
Excellent.
Yeah, so your like mace kind of like
love
in the
it.
dirt.
I love how we've been here for like half an hour or so. Just fucking trying to beat up a priest.
All right.
Is it my turn again?
So at this time, you hear like over like this general like just violence. You hear shouts from the door as this mass of like village folk kind of like press in with like an assortment of pitchforks and scythes and like maybe a rusted short sword here and there, and just look in the general mood for violence. Nog, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm enraged by the sight of this priest and him preaching this. So, oh my god, I definitely hit.
So you'll hold on before you can do that. You'll have to move past Wagon.
So I moved past. Oh, but that
So
was
Wagon, you get an attack of opportunity.
What do I do?
So you roll a an attack roll. It just
Alright.
means that because he's trying to move out of combat with you to get into combat with the priest, he has to move. You get to attack him, basically.
Okay, cool.
18 hits. Roll your damage. So you just type /roll space and then the damage for your flail on your character sheet.
With the additions as well, if there are any.
So like that?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So
I'm dead.
is this lethal or non-lethal?
You're muted.
Non-lethal. I don't want
Alright,
to kill Dakin.
Yeah, so you like I think it's more of like because it's more of a punch, really, I think, like with the flail hand, and you just kind of like clock him across the jaw and drop him to the ground. And
Nice.
your flail like jingle jangles. All right.
Little jangles.
Yeah, so
Death.
Nog, you've been dropped. So, Baldric.
Okay, it's time to attack the fucking. I don't even remember Mitch's character's name. Bevan.
All right,
With
so are you
short
trying
sword,
to restrain-
non-lethal.
All right, so you're trying to restrain him or to attack him?
Trying to knock him out.
Okay, roll an attack roll. That
Oh,
best your
dear.
ace. Yeah, so roll your damage.
Do I roll with dueling? Because I'm wielding
Yep.
one weapon.
Yep. So it's just a that should actually be let me just check your character sheet, but that should It's plus
It's with my short sword.
Yep. Are you using?
It would be plus 4, no?
It would be no. That's you roll for your damage. Oh no, that is so we're doing your damage. My bad. So yeah, you just add
1d8 plus 1d6. Sorry, plus 4.
A rapier or a short sword.
Short sword.
Yep. So 1d6 plus 4. Yep. So 7 points of damage to you, Bevan.
Excellent, thank you.
Right, so like I think Baldric like strides forward and slaps you like with kind of the flat of the blade on the back of the head, and like for a second you kind of like taste blood in your mouth and like a ringing in your ears as this sword just bluntly like strikes you. But you're
10
still
minutes
up and
in and we already started the PvP.
I'll get him.
All right, Thorin, what are you doing?
Is there anybody hurt?
I'm hurt.
I mean, Gnog is unconscious, but being restrained by Wagon, and Bevan has been hurt by Baldric in attempts to restrain him from killing the priest.
And what?
Can I talk to Sydney and tell him to attack Bevan?
As a bonus action, it'll be like a quick, like 1 or 2 words.
Just wait. We'll get to that part later. All right. Right now, what are the villagers?
They all look like they've got murder on their minds.
Who are they staring at?
All of you.
Oh shit.
Mostly though at the halfling and at the half orc that has been dropped to the floor.
Alright. Okay. I've had to deal with this before. Don't worry. Let's see here. What did Baxter want me to? No.
Baldric asked you to help restrain the halfling.
Can I hit him?
Yeah, you can. Just click on the weapon you want to use, your warhammer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like my warhammer. Where's my shield?
Your shield just adds a bonus to your armor class.
That's bull. Alright.
Sydney just wants a custom
Shit,
weapon.
Sydney. Alright, so he hits you. Roll your damage.
Is it the 1d10?
So yeah, just / roll and then space 1d10 plus whatever the additive is there. 7. Alright, 7 points of damage. How much HP do you have?
I had 10 to start with.
Alright, so he drops you.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, so you like the flat of this sword like hits you on the back of the head as you're like gunning for this priest, and then you just hear like the heavy footfalls of Thorin, and you kind of turn at the last second as he just jabs you across the face, and everything goes black, and you drop to the floor.
Excellent.
Okay. Wagon, it's your turn.
So
You're muted.
no, I know my touch to talk thing, type to talk, whatever it is acting up. So are we still in combat or is not with the villagers?
They haven't initiated into combat yet.
Okay, so I'd rather turn to the priest and ask what the fuck is going on.
Right, so you say that, and he goes, like, just looks like terrified, and he's like, "You attacked me!"
I did not. I protected him.
He's like, "Then why are your friends assaulting me?"
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, how should I know?
I just kick him. I'm done with it. I'm just done with this situation.
Are you like trying to do damage, or is it just like a kick.
I'm trying to like hurt him, but not overly hurt him. Like I want to make it known that I'm frustrated, but I don't want to like break his leg.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
Oh God. Oh, you're about to have to restrain the last person, Sydney.
Alright, so yeah. Roll a I need a what's your the half orc thing. Do they have
No, you only just
Everybody
hit him.
just
You haven't
knocked
actually
out?
rolled the damage.
Yeah, no, so roll a I forget what barehanded.
It seems to be just 2 damage.
I think you still have to roll for it though.
Yeah.
Roll so unarmed strike is a
+3, isn't it?
I think just roll a 1d2.
1d2, that's it?
Yeah, just a 1d2. See how much it's just a kick. It's barely even like a point of damage, but just roll it anyway. Just have a look.
Yeah,
See.
1 damage.
Yeah, great, cool. So yeah, you kick him in the shin and he goes, my shin. Like he's like, what do you people want? And looks just utterly terrified. Okay, let me look at rolled. All right, Bevan, you're unconscious.
Yeah.
No, you're unconscious. Baldric, what you doing?
Okay, I try to defuse the situation with the villagers by explaining the situation and telling them that both the at-fault parties have been knocked unconscious.
Okay, roll a
Persuasion.
persuasion check, please. Okay. As like you kind of like you have the whoa
You
moment
like a
sort of
DM
thing,
shape?
right? And they halt. Oh, someone leave. Oh, there you go. They halt for a second. And a man kind of like strides to the front. He's like he's only about like 5'5" maybe, with like very his head's kind of shaved and he's got like a 5 o'clock shadow that's evolved like a few days beyond that, right? But it's not a full beard. And he's got these dark eyes that are just kind of staring into yours. And he's a very like
Mic
sinewy
quality
figure,
wise,
and he's
or
holding a short sword.
Voice wise.
And he says, so he looks at you and he goes, how about we make a deal?
He's like 25.
We won't kill all of you, but we restrain your friends.
I agree with those terms. I'll help restrain them.
All right. He nods at you, and then villagers begin to like sort of rush forward and start like hog tying Gnog and Bevan. And he kind of like he rushes over to the priest and like helps him up, and the priest like kind of stands over him, but looks very like grateful that this man has shown up to help him. What are you guys doing?
I do something.
Well, combat is done now, so you can just say whatever you'd like to do.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to the priest, like really close, like real,
He looks really uncomfortable.
and I look down on him, and then I start using my healing hands on to
Okay.
heal the damage.
I think you just roll a hit die for that. So just give me one moment.
The D10.
Let me search it up. So there's,
This one.
See,
I
Shade,
just need
have a
to
good
see
sleep.
what lay on hands. So okay, so you restore a number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So you heal him for 5 points of damage. So you heal him for the 1 point of damage that he's taken. So he kind of like starts to like back away from you. But what does it look like when you cast Lay on Hand?
I kind of roll my eyes back and I go humna 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 while I touch him.
Is there like a slight amplification to your voice as you like channel the power of your like deity?
Yeah, my voice gets really deep. It's like humna humna.
So is it like Galadriel in Lord of the Rings where she has that like moment and her voice gets real deep and scary?
Yeah.
Sick.
But it would have been so much better if it was high pitched.
So you like he begins to back away, and the shaven-headed man starts to kind of like put himself in between you, and then as you like press your hands to him, basically there's this like flow of divine energy, and the priest like kind of seems like less disheveled, like less dirty, and now looks kind of almost radiant and healthy as you've used this spell. He kind of like goes
diabetes.
he goes from like looking quite nervous to like a smile kind of like starts to spread, and like you can see the nervousness sort of fade from his eyes. And he like mutters like a thank you to you. And he's like, I'm getting so many mixed messages right now. All right, what are you guys doing?
Do I need to roll anything to wake back up, or?
I'd say like a bit of time passes and you guys come to consciousness bound on the floor with all of these people standing around you.
All right.
So they're awake now?
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask Dakin what's going on.
So, Nog, you awake to your face pressed hard into the floor with a bunch of people standing around you, and Wagons knelt down and is asking you, hey, what the fuck?
Don't wish to talk about it. It's not a nice story. I just wish to leave and live with my shame.
Okay, but you just tried to kill somebody? So you kind of need to give us more than that.
No, I don't. I am not obliged to do anything.
You can tell me though, right?
Yeah, he's Bevan. You like look to your right, and Bevan's like there lying on the floor, like his face pressed, just kind of smiling over at you, like just staring at you.
Bro, you can tell me, right? You know the story.
Oh, is this him? Oh, I guess he deserves it, right?
Okay, so I want to know from Bevan then what the fuck's going on, because apparently Bevan knows the story.
This guy's a bit of a bastard. This one.
The priest overhears this and goes, I have never met either of you in my life.
Yeah, it doesn't really excuse the attitude, though.
He like looks like he's about to have an aneurysm. Like he's so confused.
It's not really my story to tell, but you're a dickhead.
Just one question. Sorry about this. Do you guys my bio?
Let me have a look.
Like my character backstory?
I think only Josh can see it.
Is that the character backstory section?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
Everyone.
I think only Josh can.
Yeah, I think only I can see it.
We can't see character sheets.
No.
All right, sorry about that.
No, you're right.
Can I please intimidate Bevan into telling us what the fuck happened?
Okay, I think to answer that question, I have to ask another question. Bevan.
Yes.
Are you scared of Wagon?
No, just cautious.
Okay, Wagon.
Yeah.
Roll an intimidation check for me, please.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, that
laugh.
went bad.
Yeah. For
I don't know how you counter intimidation.
roll a charisma check. Or saving throw. Sorry, saving throw. Because intimidation's a charisma skill.
Yeah.
Okay, no, so yeah. You can see her trying, but even in this situation, like bound on the floor, you're not scared.
I'm just gonna ugly laugh into like the pavement.
Okay.
Can I try Gnog then? Someone's got to tell me.
Yeah, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Dakin, roll a charisma
Better.
save. Actually, Dakin, roll a charisma save with disadvantage because you've already been intimidated. Okay, so you don't have to share like exactly what it was, but I think you have both come to an understanding where in this moment in time, Wagon appears very threatening, and you feel quite threatened, and maybe you come to an understanding where we're not going to speak about it now, but it's going to happen, and you're just going to have to be cool with it.
I can deal with that.
Okay.
Okay. Would anyone like to do anything else?
I'd like to take the priest aside and just have a chat with him about like what the fuck just happened. Is he okay with everyone now except for the two unbound people?
Okay, so you approach him and he saw you defending him, but he appears very confused, and the man with the shaved head stays by his side. He's not leaving, and his sword is still out. Down by his side, but still out. And
can I roll persuasion to try to put the sword guy at ease?
yeah, just roll a persuasion to see if we can kind of diffuse the situation. Okay, I mean, like the threat right now has been contained. I think there's anger on the side of the villagers, especially towards this assault on their holy man. But I think the priest is obviously like scared, but no one's kind of gonna try to kill anyone at this point in time. And the priest says to you, he's like, what is going on? Why are you here?
Anyone else want to continue that, or me?
I'm
You're the one talking to it.
Okay.
Yeah, the one talking to
Yeah, I assume Sydney would have followed me there, considering it's my shield.
What's up? What's happening?
All right, I'm just gonna. It was the note that we got at the beginning with his name, yes?
Yes. Well, the note was signed Father Valerio. You didn't get any introductions, but you can assume.
We can assume that this was him because the old lady said, "Are you gonna come see Father Valerio speak?"
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna say we're here because of the note that we had signed by him.
He kind of has this like. He still looks extremely confused. Also, like, kind of standing next to him, you can actually now like take in features. Like, it's not just like a blur of action at this point. He's sort of a tall human male. He's about your height. He looks to be maybe in his late 40s. Quite like a handsome face that's kind of, you can see like the signs of like age kind of like setting in, and he has this short sort of like cropped hair that like what was once just like peppering of grey and whatnot is kind of being enveloped by it now, and there's more grey than there was black. And his holy attire is like a close cropped sort of robe that kind of like goes down his chest and then like continues down, and it's very plain and simple. There's no sort of adornments on it, and the only sort of I guess adornment that he wears is a holy symbol of the child of the unborn, of the unborn child, in this like pendant, and you see like flecks of like this red sort of jewel that's like peppered. It looks like this jewel's been like shattered into this kind of sort of pendant rather than like a jewel that's been set into it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. And he says, "You say you come to help. However, the moment you arrive, you set upon me. How am I to be sure of your intentions here?"
I just subdued both of those people
And
with my shield.
furthermore, acknowledging that, you understand there's a certain way of doing things around here, and while I hold sway with the people and I am undoubtedly a forgiving man, attempts on my life can't just be brushed under the rug, especially in front of everyone in the village.
Again, I was the one to subdue them with my shield.
So then we should work together to determine what's going to happen with them.
Yes.
What would you suggest?
Imprisonment.
I try and like raise my finger while it's tied behind my back and be like, I do not agree with this.
One of the villagers, kind of standing over you, kicks you in the stomach and kind of like knocks the wind out of you. And the priest like kind of like raises his hands like, no. We have learnt better than this, and we will be better than this. And he kind of like comes over and kneels down and says, "My child, why have you done what you have done today?"
Is this speaking to me or to Gnog?
To you.
My friend Gnog attacked you first. I tried to stop him and the fates intervened, preventing me from doing so. So you must have deserved what was coming to you.
There's like a mutter of like disapproval from the surrounding villages. Like everyone's kind of like, you guys are now encircled. Like you taking a look around, there are like 30 or so people crowded around you now. And like from the floor, it's hard for you to tell, but like Wagon and Thorin and Baldric, you can see like these people around you. And he says, "My son, I am not a perfect man. I admit no one is perfect in this world. However, I am not an evil man. If you could see how I've helped these people and how they've helped me, I think maybe what happened here today was a mistake."
I'm sure it was a mistake from many, many perspectives, and I'm happy to forgive all of those mistakes with the chance to move forward. I'm willing to bet my life that it was for the better.
He hears that, and he's like, "Bet your life. And what of that of your compatriot?" And looks to Gnog.
I'll bet everyone's life right here.
he nods, and he's like, I sent that notice to help the village. If we were to come to an agreement that we should not just kill you, and that my people should spare you, and we could move further with helping the village rather than hindering it, I believe that we may be able to come to some agreement.
Sounds great. Let's do that. But can I have my arms free?
He chuckles and says, that is solely dependent on you and your friend here. If we were to let you...
Can I just like slip
roll a
out
sleight of
while-
hand.
You can't restrain me.
An 8.
No. No. So you've tried to like slip out. Like, is this the first time you've been bound like this, or there are other occasions where this has happened?
There have been a couple of other occasions, and usually in this context.
Okay. Well, in this situation, they knew what they were doing, and you're very much stuck. He's like, and am I to believe that if we were to let you out, then that doesn't work either. Sorry. He's like, if I were to believe that we were to let you free, that we could hopefully put this misunderstanding behind us and work together in the future.
I mean, it's not for me to speak for Gnog, but like that's.
He's asking like in general to both of you.
That's up to him. It's up to him.
I'll leave you be. I shall let you be, so you don't seem to be as evil as the others who I've met.
He nods and for the sake of understanding, Dakin, are you lying?
Like, maybe a little. Like the statement I said is true.
Okay. Hold on, I need to make a roll. Okay. He nods and is like, as I've said, I'm not perfect. I'm only human. And we are all bound to make mistakes.
Yes, but only two of us are literally bound right now. Can we fix that?
He nods and is like, under the pretense that we relieve you of your weapons until you leave.
Oh, I don't need my weapons, but sure, whatever makes you feel safe.
All right. He nods to the man with the shaved head, and this man kind of like rolls his eyes and like sighs and moves over and very like roughly severs your bonds with a hunting knife that he draws from his boot.
Okay.
Yeah. That you are still surrounded by villagers, all holding various assortments of sharp implements. The priest actually offers his hands to both of you to try help you up.
I mean, I'll reach out with mine, but I'll also like grab Nog's other hand so we form like a weird circle.
A weird love triangle. Okay, cool.
But
Right.
as I touch Nog, I'm just going to whisper to him, blessings to Timoria to you, and give him the blessing of the trickster, which gives him advantage to stealth throws for the next hour, just in case.
Okay, cool. So he helps you up, and he's like, I am hoping that we can move forward and put this uncomfortable first impression behind us. and looking around, all of the villagers are looking at you with death in their eyes.
I just smile innocently.
Can I make it clear to the villagers that I encouraged imprisonment?
They all heard you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What do they
Wag-
think about me?
What do they think about you? Roll an insight check. So click insight on your in your skills. You're just kind of getting face value, like these outsiders just came in and attempted to take the life of one of their own at this point.
Oh, what do they think about me?
Well, with a 12, that's all you get.
Oh, okay.
Wagon, what are you doing? You're muted.
Mute.
I'm sorry. I'm just done with this. I want to go and do what I'm meant to be doing, which is fighting. I'm done with the talking now.
Okay, great. So, do you leave the church?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go out on my own. You know what?
How tall is Wagon actually?
5 foot.
Okay, so you're like, is that on average? How does that measure up to other half orcs?
I'm not actually sure. Dakin, help me.
Yeah, Nog's
5
quite.
foot. That's tiny for a half orc. That's like a very
There you go.
minuscule height.
I'm
Right.
very small.
All right, cool. But I think, because you're a fighter, you're like muscle on muscle on muscle. So you kind of like, while some people like kind of stand over you, you just kind of push your way through the crowd and you make this like path as you just like just walk out and no one like kind of tries to stop you.
Cool. I'm gonna take advantage of this and say, Wagon's gotta go pee.
Okay. At this point, would we like to take a quick 5-minute break, intermission, to get snacks, go to the bathroom, do all that?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep. All right.
All right, we'll be right back then, chat.
Sick.
And we are back.
Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. So where we left off.
Kaya just
We had-
stormed out of the building.
Yeah, Wagon has stormed out of the building after the assault on the priest by Gnog the Small and Bevan. So Wagon has stormed out, and Bevan and Gnog, you've been released from your bonds, although relieved of all of your weapons.
Excellent.
Awesome. What are you guys doing?
Can I talk to the shaved man?
Yep.
I want to know what his name is and what his deal is in this town.
Okay, so you approach him. Do you introduce yourself, or you just like?
Yeah, I introduced myself as fuck, I forgot my name. Baldric Aberray of noble birth.
Do you offer like a handshake, or do you like? Is it a slight bow? Like, what do you? Or is it just like a yo, what up?
It's a slight bow.
Okay. He sees the bow, and just kind of like squints his eyes for a sec, and he goes, "Oh, Elias," and that's all he says.
What's his deal in this town?
Do the majority of the hunting in these parts.
And you said his name was Elias?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Alright, that's all I wanted from him.
All right. He he just like gives you a curt nod and then like turns back to the priest, and they're having like a hushed conversation. What are the rest of you doing?
Who has my mace?
One of the villagers took it from you. Like a taller sort of man. He's got like straw blonde hair. It's kind of like hanging down in his face, and he smells unwashed and looks like he's missing a few teeth.
I go up to him and I just say, "Hey, if I give you this gold coin, will you give me that mace?"
Roll a persuasion check.
So that's an 11.
Oh, it hasn't popped up for me. Hold on, I'll just refresh my 20.
You back yet?
In 1 second, it's given me an ad because this is not premium. How much did you get, sorry?
11.
11. Okay, great. I mean, he with what's happened, and like he's seen you like try to kill the his priest, right? I think he just like he like smiles and like takes the coin out of your hand and then goes, "Yeah, huh," and just walks away.
God damn it.
So
Can I have his name?
His name is Puck.
I will murder Puck one day.
Puck the Toothless.
all right, can I get a read on who has Dakin's weapons?
Yep, so they're like everyone kind of like grabbed them, but they seem to be passing them into Elias, who's like just kind of attaching them to his belt, basically.
All right, well, I go and talk to the priest about what our job is that he
Okay.
wants done.
Yep, so everyone like looks a bit tense, but like he starts to kind of calm the people, and he's like, go back to your homes, like everything's okay, situation's under control, it was just a misunderstanding, wasn't it, gentlemen? And he says, pointedly looking at Bevan and Gnog. And he sees the silence and goes, a misunderstanding. And like people kind of start to fill out, but there are a few like bigger men still hanging around the area, or like the general sort of vicinity inside of the church.
How
Wagon,
many?
you notice, I'd say about 6, including Puck, and who's like twirling around your mace in his hand. Like he's very bad at swinging it around. Like he's just kind of doing it willy-nilly. And Wagon, you notice all of these people kind of like they shoot you like kind of like paranoid sort of looks and glances, and you hear like muttering as they're kind of walking away. But there's also a group of people that like kind of closer towards one of the houses has like formed, and they're all of their backs are to you in this sort of like huddle, and they're all like kind of whispering and talking.
Can I jeer at them?
How do you jeer at them?
I just basically want to be like, what are you talking about? You're talking about me. I'm just confrontational.
Do you approach them, or are you just yelling at them from across the way?
I'm just yelling at them from across the way.
They
I'm all bark.
all right. They look at you, and there's like a few like hushed glances in between one another, and then when one of the bigger ones goes, "Fuck off," and just they kind of go back to talking between each other. They just kind of pointedly ignore you.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep yelling from across the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
After a few minutes, they like kind of move out into like one of the side streets, kind of scattered around, and you lose sight of them.
Sydney,
okay.
are you dabbing?
I'm not going after.
Okay.
I just yell across the way.
Yeah. Soon as you're just yelling at nothing. It's relatively empty. You guys inside the church hear Wagon just like yelling.
I really need a smoke.
Okay.
I'm going to take
There's
this
smoking
opportunity.
in D&D.
How was smoking?
Can I take this opportunity to use my halfling swiftness to hide in the crowd?
As they're
What's
leaving?
going on?
While everyone's distracted at the screaming half-orc outside.
Oh, well, like, they're not necessarily, like, the group that's in here are all kind of, like, huddled around the father as Baldrick's approaching him. They're not really paying much attention, but you can, if you want, try to sort of, like...
I just want to slip into the crowd a little bit more.
Yeah, okay, so just kind of blend in. Yeah, is that just a stealth check?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and roll it.
I mean, that's not bad. That's a 16.
Oh, my,
Are you still not able to see rolls?
No, it's not coming up. Hold on. Let me...
I mean, for us, it doesn't look like you're actually in here.
Hold on. Let me just,
Relog in.
Oh, yeah. That's strange.
Well, while you're doing that, it was a 16.
Okay, what's the... So... Let me just check their passive perception. Right, so you... There we are. You kind of... You like, everyone kind of, like... is busy, like, focusing on Baldrick as he's, like, approaching and talking to Father Valerio. However, as you're kind of, like, listening in, you feel, like, a hand grab your shoulder, and you kind of, like, look behind you, and Elias is kind of standing there just staring down at you. And he's like, "Where are you going, little man?"
Nowhere, just listening.
No one seems to be, like, noticing this, like, little conversation that's happening. And, like, you feel his, like, his fingers dig into your, like, shoulder a bit more. And he goes, "Best be keeping it that way."
I just smile and wink at him.
Okay. So, Baldrick, you're talking to the father?
Yeah.
I'm walking up with them.
Yes,
Are
my
you?
shield is always by my side.
Or are you by his side, Sydney? Or are you...
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
Are you speaking out, Sydney?
Yeah, what would Thorin do in this situation?
I think Thorin would just be quiet, just kind of staring there with a big grin on his, and like, you know, but not talking or anything.
Okay. So, are you approaching with Baldrick?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, you guys approach. You got a big grin on your face. And the father, like, kind of like, you can see, like, these men are like, "Are you sure you're okay? Like, we'll make sure no one hurts you." Like, all that sort of stuff. And he, like, quietens them and is like, yes, I'm fine. And Baldrick, you approach and he's like, "Down to business then, I'm assuming."
Yes.
All right. He is like, "I initially sent that post because members of our village have begun to go missing, especially children. They've just seemed
You
to...
guys are baby worshippers.
They seem to have vanished in the night. And we haven't a clue what's been happening. Will you help us?"
Yes.
All
But
right,
under conditions. What is your payment for finding these villages and the source of your troubles? And I want 3 of your men sent with me.
Roll a persuasion check. Alright, so he's like, well, you understand this is a small village. However, I've managed to, with donations and whatnot, cobble together about 300 gold for your troubles. The men, on the other hand, that is for them to decide. They are free men. I do not command anyone here.
All right.
All right. He's like, I have a few ideas what may be causing this, but nothing concrete. You understand my powers here are limited.
Yes. What are your ideas?
He's like, well, there is a man, or more to say, a creature that folks used to visit in the forest, and now whenever anyone seems to venture anywhere near him, they turn up missing. He is a quiet lad, not very social, quite enjoys distancing himself from our community. I suspect him of working foul magics. Men have also gone missing as they've been gathering supplies out in the woods, such as like hunting. We are running quite low on food.
All right. We'll visit this man then after we have talked to some of your men.
He nods. He's like, careful, I do not... While my knowledge of magics is wanting to say the least, I fear what strange powers he may be influencing upon the town and upon our people. Be careful.
I will.
Like, thank you. And it's like, if there is any other information you need, please feel free to ask any of us.
All right. Okay, can we go straight over to Puck now?
Yeah, well, Puck's in that group of men.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want to pull him to the side and start trying to convince him to come with us.
Okay. Again,
I'd like to assist in the persuasion.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check with advantage then, because Bevan's helping you. Okay, 19. Yeah, he's like, well, what do you say to him to like try convince him?
I just say that he would be doing his village a great deed by helping us.
He like nods, sort of like a toothless grin, and he's like, I wouldn't mind being able to crack some skulls, and like swings the mace around a bit.
All right. So there's our first man.
Okay.
I continue the conversation and see if I can buy some drugs off him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what. He's like, what are you chasing?
Anything to give me a buzz, honestly.
He's like, he nods and he's like, kind of like leans in and he goes, I have a bit of a side project. If you'd like to come by my house later, I'll show you what we're talking about.
Excellent. I slip him another gold coin.
Okay, he nods and takes it. And like he's got like one tooth sort of like left in his mouth, and he like bites it with that one tooth to try like make sure it's real, and he like nods at you.
All I can picture is the guy from Tiger King.
Yep.
With no teeth.
I haven't seen it. I'd have to watch it.
It's very good.
Nog, what are you doing?
I'm just kind of sitting in the corner, realistically waiting to see what everyone else does. I'm not in any particular mood. I know that I can't kill who I wish to, and I can't really do anything.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Just with longer hair. Longer unkempt hair. Yeah, so... well, what do you guys want to do from here?
I'm gonna go back to his place.
Okay. What about the rest?
Can I, who's the next biggest man in this circle of people?
If you want, just roll like a general persuasion check, and we'll see, depending on what you get, influences, how many you can convince. Okay, sheesh. I think you managed to get like another 2 men to go along with you. These guys, like when you mention like, you know, going into the woods, a lot of these like men seem to be like pretty superstitious about going out there, and they're very hesitant. Actually, Dakin, can you roll a perception check for me, please?
Perception. 20.
Okay. Was that a nat 20 or just a 20?
Just
20. Okay, so you notice whenever like Baldric is asking, like, you know, come out to the woods, like we're gonna figure out what's going on, you notice that the men all make eye contact with Elias as like they're kind of talking to them, and he like either gives them a nod or a shake of the head.
Okay.
And you see them like either accepting or refusing to go. It seems to be based on what he's telling them to do.
Okay.
And as my final thing, can I try to convince Elias to come?
Roll a persuasion check. He, like, you ask him, like, you know, come along, help, blah, 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 and he just kind of, like, looks at you and he goes, I'm needed to prevent any further transgressions against our father.
What if I offer him gold? A share of the gold?
He refuses.
Damn.
All right.
Dude. That's horrible.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna go back to Puck's house.
All right. What's everyone else doing while you guys are like, is anyone accompanying him?
Yeah, I'm
I
going
want to
there.
go to Puck's house.
I'm going to Puck's house, and I'm taking my 2 men with me.
Okay.
I guess I'm going there.
Okay.
I want in on those drugs.
Yep. Nog, what are you doing?
I'm gonna set up for a long rest in the middle of the.
Okay.
Bro, I have no HP.
Surrounded by the symbols of your.
No, that's true. Yeah, both you and Bevan have 1 HP.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I heal?
I mean, I'd love you to.
Could, but you don't need to.
Yeah, well, you can use. How many times can you use lay on hands?
As an action, you can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature up to the maximum amount remaining in your... Right. So I'm at 13 because I healed that dude. Right?
No, so you healed him. You're still at max health. You healed the other guy. Let me just check. because I think it's just an action that doesn't.
As an action, you can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points to up to the maximum amount remaining in your pool. So what's the pool?
I'm not sure how that works. It's worded weirdly. Does anyone in chat know? Because
Xmas, you around?
From your pool of healing. Where is it?
It sounds like he has a limited amount of healing that he can do.
Yeah. Because it sounds like it just acts like a hit dice, but you use it on someone else. You have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. That pool, you can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. Let me look at your character sheet. I think just for the sake of brevity, because there's no mark for it on your sheet.
Did I do something?
Oh wait, no. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I just don't know what the pool itself is. Well, I think because were you all planning on setting out immediately, or were you going to? Because it's like dusk now, night's beginning to set in. Were you going to set out immediately?
I thought we were going to go start using Puck's house as a base of operations.
That was my plan.
Okay.
I'm on Reddit now.
Mm-hmm. Have a read and just
Lay on Hands is a pool of HP that is equal to your paladin level times 5.
Right, so you have 5 HP.
Resets after a long rest, but I will.
So he'd have 4 left because he only used 1 on the previous heal.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can restore 4 more hit points. Is that correct? Yeah, so you guys, you can restore 4 hit points, but it's approaching nighttime. Did you guys want to head out into the forest at night, or did you want to set out during the day?
My plan was to set out during the morning, so after a rest, so I could not be almost dead.
Okay. So all of you minus Nog are heading to Puck's house then, or Nog, are you going as well?
I might as well just go with them.
Okay, so you're all kind of trudging after Puck, and he sees all of you kind of following and is well, this might get a little crowded. I don't know how much space I got. And he kind of talks with a whistle through his missing teeth, and it's right around the corner pretty much from the church. He's the dude who has Bevan's mace. He's just a random villager, and
I recruited him.
Yeah, he opens it's kind of a very sort of shoddy wooden sliding door that kind of creaks along the floor and opens up, and it's a very basic little place. It's there's sort of a bedroll on the ground. There's a fireplace that's kind of pretty basic. There's kind of a table, I guess you could say, that kind of fits him, and that's about it. And he's we might not be able to fit everyone. Little fella, if you just want to come down with me. And he gestures, and in there's a little side room that he pulls up this hatch, and there's these stairs that lead down.
I follow him down.
All right. He walks down, and there's kind of this weird sort of mechanical contraption where there's a fire underneath this very soot covered pot, and it seems to be melting sort of stuff into it, and it's a very weird sort of thing. It's very basic. It kind of reminds you of someone who's kind of doing home brewing, but on a smaller scale. And he's like, I was able to cobble this stuff together. I may not be speaking good, but Mama always said I had a mind for the technology.
I'm just smiling and listening to him, and then I just actively cast Charm Person at him while no one's there.
Okay. And so he's got to make a Wisdom saving throw. So he doesn't have. Actually, he does.
I just realized that I have a hammer and a.
What's your DC?
You're not talking.
So my DC.
Yeah. Your spellcasting DC. It should be 10 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yep. So that's 13.
Yeah. Okay. So you like whisper whatever kind of like language or thing that you say. Yeah. There you go. And like you see like this sort of like halo of energy like circle around him and like infuse his eyes for a second, and then it dissipates, and he's like, he kind of like looks at you like with sort of renewed friendship, and he's like, oh hey little buddy.
I just hold my hand out. Give me my mace, please.
He's like, he's like, well, sure, anything for a friend, and like hands it to you.
And my money, and all of your booze.
So he hands you the money, and it's not necessarily booze. Like you see up on the walls, there's this weird sort of like, there are these little like kind of like scavenged jars. They're all kind of like various sizes. There's no like uniform appearance to them, and they're all filled with like the only light in here is kind of generated from this little like fire that he's got going, but they're all giving off this faint little glow. And he's like, well, here, and like hands you like about 6 of these vials.
Excellent. I hand 2 of them back to him and instruct him to take them right now.
Okay. So he's like, all right, and like drinks all of them and kind of is just standing there looking at you.
All right, let's go back upstairs.
All right. And like follows you back up. So yeah, what are you guys all doing? This place is pretty cramped. If you're all inside, like you all like
this is including
I noticed that the size of the room wouldn't fit me, so I stayed outside.
Okay.
This includes my 2 other guys as well, right?
They like agreed to help you, and they went off to like prepare themselves for the morning.
Okay.
So what are we doing currently?
Well, you're all at Puck's house at the moment. Which I don't know. What are you guys doing? It sounds
like I reckon long rest.
Okay.
I just want to be snooping through his stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Roll a investigation check.
Okay. Where is it?
It'll just be in your skills.
And I'm just going to hint to Puck that Baldric was putting the moves on him.
I'm gonna go outside and set up a camp for myself. Is that alright? At the front of his house?
Yeah, if you want. Do you guys do any of you like have a tent or anything, or is it just bedrolls?
I've got a bedroll mess kit.
Okay.
What's a mess kit?
A mess kit, just like stuff that you make or you use to like make and eat food and whatnot.
Remember the army camp, Sydney?
Yeah.
So, Wagon, you like do a quick search through, but everything in here is pretty bare. Like these guys are just farmers. They don't really have much.
I'm gonna tell Thorin to come back inside because he is my shield and I need him by me as I sleep.
Okay. Thorin. Baldric's like, yo, get your ass back in here. What do you do?
Sydney.
Yeah?
That's
Baldric, Yeah, Baldric said you went outside to start making like setting out your bedroll and whatnot under this like weird sort of like not even a veranda, it's just like a sheet of like wood that's kind of like jutting out over the house to form some sort of like cover. And Baldric is like, no, like back inside.
Oh. Okay. Well, then I roll it up and I kick. Wait.
Sydney lagging for everyone else.
I roll it up.
Yep.
And then I kiss my holy symbol and
Go inside?
yes.
Okay.
Mitch looks annoyed somewhat.
So Wagon,
I'm good. My eyes are just hurting.
Wagon, as you look through, like this guy, like they're all pretty relatively poor here. Like the best dressed person here was the father, and he was in religious garb.
We should rob him.
And like you kind of look through, and there's like maybe like a set of really rudimentary like eating cutlery, or like cutlery that hasn't really been used. Like it kind of, everyone just kind of like, you know, uses whatever they need. They don't have any fine things out here. You like there's a kind of like a simple like little chest that if you have a look through, it's got like just various like pieces of clothing in various states of like just unwashed. Like yeah, they don't wash very often out here. And like maybe you find like I don't know, like you find like a few apples and like what he's been using to like prepare dinners, which has been like just this really like plain sort of corn soup, like stew type dish.
Ew.
Yeah.
So not a lot there that I want.
Yeah.
So I wanna ask Bevan for one of those vials.
Well, Bevan, were you trying to conceal them as you came up?
No.
Okay.
No. I'll just chuck one at Wagon and then make my way out the front door. This is after having insinuated to Puck that he should probably start flirting with the royal people.
Okay. So as Bevan leaves, Puck moseys on over to you, Baldric, and like kind of like gives you like the look like down and up, and he goes, I ain't seen a pretty man like you in a while.
I call him an imbecile and tell him to go to sleep.
He's like, well, that ain't very nice, and like kind of like stumbles away, and like I think he starts like preparing food for himself, and he's like, so how long y'all gonna be in my house for?
I stand up and I measure up to him. Is that alright?
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
And then
Can we just agree that Sydney's shorter than a human but taller than a dwarf here? So he's measuring up, but probably only comes up to his neck.
I thought I was 6 foot, bro.
You're an aberrant
My
dwarf.
story.
I like how like you're a dwarf, but you're not really a dwarf. you just were raised by dwarves. We'll get there eventually.
I'm a malformed dwarf. That's
Right, you're a dwarf aberrant. Gotcha. Alright, so yeah, you're measuring up to this guy.
And then I gesture towards Baxter to say, or Baldric. Baxter,
Yeah.
can you say something? Like,
What do you...
He's pretty much just standing there being intimidating while you say stuff, Baxter.
I want you to say stuff, bro.
To the guy?
Yeah. I want
To
you
Puck?
to say something like, I'm not gonna say anything, right? But I want you to say, we'll stay here as long as we bloody want.
We'll stay here until the job is done.
What's the job in this?
Yeah.
Well, he's charmed, but he's charmed by Bevan. So roll an intimidation check.
Who, me?
No, Baxter.
Do I roll an advantage because of Sydney?
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, okay. He just kind of like nods and is like looks away and like starts to set about making food.
All right.
All right, so
Yeah.
I guess you guys, you two set up like camp in his like house, basically.
Let's go, team.
He doesn't necessarily have like a bed. It's more of like a bed roll, kind of like sitting on top of like a bed of straw type deal. He's not very well off.
I have a question.
Yep.
Has anything happened to to Puck since taking the 2 vials at once?
You notice he took like 4. He didn't take 2, he took 4, all at the same time.
What?
So,
No, he took 2.
No. So Bevan took 2 and gave 1 to Wagon and then told Puck to drink 4.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, is that what happened? Or did I?
It was
think,
2.
I think we were backwards, so I intended to give him 2, but I'm happy to have given him 4.
Okay. So yeah.
I've got 1 of the vials. Wagon has 1 of the vials, and he has 4 of them in his stomach.
Okay. So you don't really notice anything yet.
Okay.
If you'd like to like really analyze him, you can roll like a perception.
Yeah, I
check.
would, please.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, okay. Roll a perception check.
Both of us, or just Kyle?
Just Kaya. 10. All right. So yeah, like because you guys didn't really know that Bevan told him to drink it because it was just Bevan down there. But you do notice like he starts to look a bit like his eyes seem to look a bit lost. Like he is kind of like reaching for like he goes to reach for something and then kind of like touches nothing and is like, wait, what was I reaching for? And then like it's kind of like starting to forget. And then like he kind of snaps out of it and then like goes back to what he was doing. But no, you don't really notice anything. So what's the plan then now? Are we long resting here or is there anything anyone would like to do?
I think we're just long resting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in long rest with Bacon.
Okay. Are you guys staying at this place or are you two looking for something else? Somewhere
I
else?
was just gonna line the dirt out the front with him.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got bedrolls and like there's a bit of like a shade, but there's no clouds in the sky. Like the stars are really like bright out here. There's a few like fires from like the different houses around. Are you guys keeping watch or are you all just sleeping?
I mean, I'm happy to share the watch.
Well, the other 2 are in the buildings, so I guess we could just share the watch.
Okay, so you get to get a long rest, it's like 8 hours. So the night being
Wait.
12, like there'll be an overlap where both of you are asleep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We'll just do that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Kaya?
Pardon?
Did you want to say something?
No, I'm just leaving my finger on it.
All right.
Sorry.
Kaya, is Wagon sleeping inside with Baldric and Puck and Thorin, or are you outside with Gnog and Bevan?
Nah, I'm gonna make myself room inside.
Okay, great. So, those inside, are you having a watch or are you just sleeping?
Just sleeping.
Just
Great.
sleeping.
Sleeping.
So,
Hang
you
on,
three,
no,
like...
before I go to sleep,
Mhm.
I want my character to cry a little,
Okay.
just a little bit.
Okay. So the night like wears on, Puck makes like this really simple like corn soup stew thing, and he's got like a hunk of bread that I'm assuming Baldric gets the hunk of bread somehow or another. Like and Puck looks a bit sad that he lost his hunk of bread, and like the night goes on, and you two outside, like you get some of the food. Are you like The ones inside, you all after like dinner and whatnot. If there's any small talk or whatever going on between you, like you guys can do that, or we can just go to sleep.
I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Right.
same. I'm good.
So as you like all kind of have set out your like bedrolls, and Puck's kind of like, I think one of you maybe has like commandeered his like sleeping space, and so he's just kind of like on the floor like,
Right.
all right.
Can I
Yeah.
commandeer his sleeping space? Just this giant ass dwarf looking thing?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can I give
So-
that to your superior?
Baxter?
Yeah.
Baldric, do you?
Yeah, I'll take the bed. The bedroll on straw.
Puck looks a bit sadder and a bit more lost and just kind of like lies on the floor. So you two outside, like, what's happening while they're all like bedding down?
I'm just gonna have one of my rations and just kind of look over at Nog and be like, "Weird fucking day."
Pretty much, I just respond with a simple nod and then just ignore him and go to sleep. Still angry.
So Bevan's taking the first watch then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Okay, so you hear, like, just faintly, like these, what sounds like a group of people having a very hushed and charged, I want to say, conversation from one of the nearby houses. Like, all the lights seem to have gone out, but you can hear these people talking.
Can I kind of move over towards where the house I'm hearing this from?
Yeah. How do you want to be hidden, or do you just want to walk over?
No, completely hidden, just kind of sneak up.
Okay, just chuck a stealth check up there, please. 18. Okay, yeah. So you kind of follow the sound of the voices, and there's like a smaller little side alley that's tucked in between these houses, and you see like a group of maybe 5 or so figures having like what they're trying to be like quite a quiet conversation, but you can tell there's a bit of aggression in the voice, and one of the bigger ones is like, "Shut up, Dandy, we are not doing that." And then the other one goes, "No, it is the right thing to do. We should march down there and burn the entire thing down." And he goes, and then someone's like, no, but we've known him for, and like they're just going back and forth, and it seems to be they're talking about someone who doesn't live in the village, and that what he's doing is wrong and needs to be like taken care of, and they're having this like fight about it, and they're like, "But maybe these here adventurers will do it for us," and they're like, "No, Mama said if you got to do something, if you want something done right, you do it yourself." And like they're just kind of going back and forth like that. What do you want to do?
I am going to disguise myself
Yep. As what?
as a 4 foot tall Father Valerio.
Okay.
But I'm going to stay at a distance so it's hard to tell that I'm shorter.
Okay. What do you do?
In my best Father Valerio impression, I said, "We are burning who?"
They all turn and they're like, Who's that? And roll a performance check.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, so they they're like, who is Father? Wait, no. And they like start kind of approaching you, and they're like, what the hell? What is? And then like one cries out, foul magics, and like starts to kind of like run at you.
I turn tail and run around the corner and try my best to hide in the shadows.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Not natural 20.
Okay. So okay, so like they kind of like they kind of like charge around the corner but just run, sort of like they kind of like stop for a second, and you see them like look around and they're like, what is and like they're like trickery, like they kind of all kind of like look around for a second and they'll like shake their heads and they're like, what is going on lately, and all like kind of they're like after like a brief conversation of like someone knows, like just go about your business sort of thing, and they all like disperse off into their homes.
And I'll dispel the illusion and go back and sleep next to Grog.
Okay.
No, what Nog?
Yeah. So the rest of the night, or actually Nog, would you like to roll a perception check?
18.
All right. So yeah, your watch kind of passes uneventfully in the night, and you all have a long rest. Waking up in the morning. Who wakes up first inside?
Probably me.
Okay. You notice Puck. Like as you kind of wake up, you hear like the rooster crow. Like you kind of hear people start to like wake up in the houses surrounding you. You notice that Puck is just kind of like sitting with his back against the wall with this just lost, vague expression on his face.
I'm gonna wake up Thorin and tell him to use his healing hands on Puck, because he looks fucking dead.
Right, so you look at him and he's breathing, but he just doesn't acknowledge anything.
Have I used the hand?
Are you using the hands?
As an action, alternatively, you can expend 5 hit points. Yeah, I'll use my healing hand.
All right. So you mutter like under your breath like a prayer, and you like kind of push that sort of power into him, but there seems to be no like visible effect. Like there's just this still lot, and he kind of like turns to you and goes, Who are you?
Okay.
He's like, where am I?
I don't talk to somebody who I don't respect, so Baxter, I'm gonna get you to talk.
I'm gonna get him some water.
All right. He like accepts. It's like a very like you kind of like fetch water from like, I guess. Oh, he's probably got like a pitcher of water or something.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was thinking.
like
He's got to have like a bucket somewhere.
Yeah, it's like some sort of like still like fetid water that you don't know when it's been changed or what he's probably used it to like drink from, but also like wash himself and all that sort of stuff. And like you give him some, and he accepts it and drinks it, and he goes, Where are we? Who are you? Who am I?
Are we?
I asked Thorin if he's able to cure any diseases.
Oh, well, the lay on hands will, like...
I can expend 5 hit points from my pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it. You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands, expending hit points separately for each one.
Okay, so just for sake of, like, brevity, like when you used lay on hands before to, like, heal him, it's not that he's suffered HP, it's that, like, whatever's afflicting him hasn't been affected by the lay on hand.
Does that mean it would be poison? Like he's poisoned?
Yeah, so
if it was poison, it would have fixed it.
Oh, okay.
Next, didn't Sydney say that he could do a different action with lay on hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, it would have, because he only has a pool of 5.
Yeah.
If he used it to heal him, that would go down to 4, so he wouldn't be able to do his. But, like, because he was just kind of using it to fix him, I took it as, like, a tri-purge, whatever was going on in his system, and it wasn't affected by it.
Okay.
Is my magic useless?
No, like, you definitely felt that connection to your deity. You felt the power, like, go into him, but there seemed to be no discernible effect. And he's just there kind of questioning, like, who are you all, like...
So there's nothing wrong with him, he's just got no memory.
Yeah.
I tell him that
But
his
he's not,
name's
like,
Puck.
sick.
Huh?
I tell him that his name's Puck.
My name's Puck.
And I tell him that he serves me.
He nods and he's like, Puck, and I serve you. Huh. And he just looks very confused and, like, not, like, there's no personality or character to what there was before. He's just this, like, blank person.
I tell him that he swore fealty to me last night before he slept.
Check.
Can I wake up and call Baxter out?
Or, like, yeah, I'm assuming you're all awake now.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call Baxter out and tell him to leave the toothless man alone.
Can I roll intimidation on that?
Okay, well,
Intimidate Kyle.
Okay, how about both roll a flat charisma.
A flat charisma?
Both of us?
So roll a d20 plus or minus your charisma bonus, and it'll be like an opposed roll.
Wait, do we all start out with 15?
No, not all of you.
Oh.
Wait, did I do that wrong? No,
Yeah,
that
you
still
roll
works.
persuasion, you want to roll charisma. Oh, wait, is that your...
Yeah, I just rolled a d20 plus 1.
Yep. Okay, so for the sake of this argument, like, you go back and forth a bit, and Wagon is like, no, dude, that's fucked up. And you're like, oh.
Can I get aggressive here towards Puck?
What do you want to say?
I want him to swear fealty to me. If he remembers nothing.
Leave Puck alone. I will come after you.
So the two of you outside are awoken to Wagon and Baldric yelling at each other. What do you do?
I just walk in and be like, hey, what's happening?
I ignore everything and just stay outside.
Alright, so you all, like, Bevan, you walk in and you see Puck does not look like or act like the way he was yesterday. Like, when questioned or asked anything, there's no sort of personality there. It just seems to be this blank person with no memory.
I just, like, look at Park and go, huh, and then just walk back outside.
Okay.
All right, so can I try to intimidate Puck into swearing fealty to me?
Well, for the sake of the opposed role was that.
So
Like,
that was
you
that
were
he
like-
did it last night, but can I try to aggress him into doing it now?
Well, no, that like the opposed role was that you and Wagon were arguing about like trying to like use your way with words to kind of best
Okay.
the other, if that makes sense. And Wagon came out on top and found some way to be like, yo, no, just leave him alone. And you begrudgingly, for the meantime, accept.
All right. Well, what
Puck
is
is my friend now. Is my toothless man.
So if you like, I've got a bunch of stuff like that'll follow this, but if you wanted to keep,
I
this
think
session
I
short-
think this is probly a good like natural lull.
so.
I agree.
Yeah, so you all awoke to this once very unique farmer has now lost all of his memory and does not remember a thing.
All right.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right.
This was fun.
Well, thank you anyone for tuning in. This was a nice intro session. We'll end it off here. Stream again tomorrow at between 4 and 5 p.m. Again, thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank
No
you.
worries. When are we doing the
That was
next
fun.
session, Baxter?
Probably another fortnight. So not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Ah.
All right. Goodbye, stream.